mentioned that while reading One for My Enemy that there's a character called Koshchei the Deathless inspired by the Russian folklore and the story. And here we have my Fairyloot book. This is not their monthly subscription. I'm unfortunately still on the wait list for that. But I bought just a single book from the Fairy Trove and I'm just so excited. It's like a little cute bookmark. But it's also inspired by the same Russian legend, which is Deathless. And the name of the book is also Deathless. And I'm super, super excited. Ah. This is such a pretty book. And I cannot even tell you how much I really like the art style. I had the chance to actually like stalk the person that did this cover on Instagram, and their art is just like mesmerizing. It's just insanely beautiful. But please take a moment to appreciate this beauty. I just love everything about it so much. The colors, the red, the gold foiling, like everything looks insane. But most importantly, I think the sprayed edges, they're insane with the Russian architecture and then the buildings that they have here with the colors. For some reason, I've always been very interested in the culture of Russia and also like architecture of Russia, and this is just insane. And this is the back. But I think I can say that this is one of, if not the prettiest book I own. And the end papers are like this. I really like it when the end papers are like patterns instead of character art. I don't like character art that much, but this is the naked cover with the gold foiling. Again, it's an insanely stunning, beautiful book. And I'm so excited to finally have it in my hands. And again, this is a story kind of loosely based on that legend and also gets inspiration from historical events that unfolded in Russia. And I'm very excited to read about that. Again, I really like cultural elements weaved into stories. And I'm hoping that the book also does justice to that culture. Tell me what you want, and then damn me forever, but don't leave me. I really like this. Like, for me, this is one of the books that really look pretty but eerie at the same time. Like, I really like books when they have like darker themes, or like not in a darker like bad things happening sense, but generally bad things are happening, but in a like gothic, eerie, like scary fairy vibes, but like not horror story, but more like that creepy feeling that you have. And this is like just exudes that energy. And then I'm gonna so yeah, I'm just gonna really quickly read the synopsis because I'm super excited for this story. It says, child of the revolution, maiden of myth, bride of darkness. A handsome young man arrives in St. Petersburg at the house of Maria Morevna. He's Koshchei, the czar of life, and he's Maria's fate. Just like the story. Koshchei leads Maria to his kingdom, where she becomes a warrior in his tireless battle against his own brother, the czar of death. Okay, I really like it when we have death personified in stories, or like characters have some kind of magical abilities or something related to death. I think like it is such a cool concept. I really like death as a concept in stories, so I'm excited to read about that. Years pass, battle-hardened, scarred by love and longing for respite, Maria returns to St. Petersburg, only to discover a place as pitiful as the land she has just fled. A startling city haunted by death. Deathless is a fierce story of life and death, love and power, old memories, deep myth, and dark magic. Set against the history of Russia in the 20th century, it is quite simply unforgettable. So again, this is kind of like a fantasy blended with some historical themes and then romance. So it's a mix of everything. I'm so excited to read this book. Again, this is just like an insanely beautiful cover. I think this is the prettiest book I own. I think I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there. I think this is the prettiest book I own. And I own a lot of pretty books, so it's saying a lot, but like something about the colors, the art style, the sprayed edges with the palace is just like so beautiful. And I'm super happy that I got this book, and I actually cannot wait to read it. Good morning. It is such a gloomy day. It actually, I think it's either raining is about to rain. So I'm excited for that. I actually was wishing for a gloomy day yesterday when I was studying at my desk because it gets like a lot of sunlight, and I was actually kind of getting blind when I was trying to study. So yesterday I was like, I hope that tomorrow is gonna be a gloomy day. I always really like a gloomy, cozy day. And my hope is to eat my breakfast first. I have a traditional Turkish pastry with me. I'm gonna eat it as my breakfast, and then I'm gonna sip my tea while watching some booktube videos. I was watching, I think, Priest Project's like latest vlog, and it was like such a good cozy time. And I'm watching like a tier list Carrie can read then. So yeah, I'll be eating my breakfast, have a slow start to my morning while watching booktube videos, and then I'll probably read a couple pages of my book, maybe like, I cannot say 2 or 3 chapters because I have 1 chapter left and it's like 200 pages. But yeah, for now, I really, again, like One for My Enemy. I'm confused. I wish I just like started from the beginning with this book because there are a lot of things I don't remember. And I even read like a recap, but I think it was AI generated, so I didn't like it, but it's okay. I think like I'm going back to the flow of how things were when I first started reading this book, literally more than a year ago. But we'll figure that out. It's fine. And I'm really enjoying it. Again, like Olivie Blake and her books are just like so different, and they really scratch my brain in a very particular way. And I really like that. Like, it's hard to rate her books or like hard to review her books, especially with One for My Enemy. I feel like a lot of things are happening at the same time, but nothing is happening at the same time. Like, does that make sense? It's such a hard book to talk about. So, and also given that I don't remember half of the things that happen, I don't think I'm doing this book justice. So my hope is to, can I finish it today? Probably not. I probably cannot finish it today, but that would have been so good. Then we could start the new week with a new book. But it's okay. We'll manage. We'll figure it out. I'll hate to meow miss struggling. Ah. But yeah, first let's have breakfast, then figure out whether we want to study or we want to read some, and then eventually we'll have to study. But I really want to make good use of this gloomy day, so I'll keep you updated. Okay, unfortunately, I literally spent more than 3 hours working on this wall, but I'm finally done with it. All the pictures that I had are hanging on the wall right now. I had this like dark academia kind of themed thing, and I really wanted to do it because I have something similar back home, but like I have like way more pictures than what I have here right now. But again, you can only print a certain amount of stuff with the law school printing. It doesn't allow you to print more things when they're in color. So this is what we could do. I'm happy about it. I think like it's gonna look good when I'm filming. It's gonna be like a nice background, hopefully, with the fairy lights and then the dark academia wall. But I'm just gonna like show it to you guys. This is what we have. This is what we were working with. I like it. Again, I wish I had the chance to like put more pictures here, because now this is like insanely just white. But it's okay. I think I really like this. And this is gonna look cool when I'm filming. So I'm excited about it. Okay, I recently finished my last book for this vlog, which was One for My Enemy by Olivie Blake. I wish I had my physical copy with me, but I actually own 2 copies and neither of them are here, so I'll just put a picture probably here or somewhere. But I finished that book. Again, it was a book I started when I was just starting law school, literally a year ago. I think I checked it and it took me around 407 days or something like that to finish this book. Again, I started that book when I was starting law school, when I was moving to New York, because that book is also like centered in Manhattan, and also like one of the characters goes to NYU. So I felt like it was a good time to be reading that book, but literally took me half of my time at law school to finish it. But I'm so glad I finished it. I think I gave it 4 stars. Again, such a hard book to rate and such a hard book to review, because for me, Olivie Blake is a very particular author that I really like, because her writing style and how her like stream of consciousness and how she just like blurts out everything to the page in a very mesmerizing, beautiful way is like, it really scratches something in my brain, and I really like it and enjoy it. Similarly, again, I struggled a little bit with this book because since I started this book like so long ago, there were parts of it that I didn't remember, so I had to like read a real recap, but didn't do any justice. So again, my review and my thoughts are like a little bit scattered, and I don't think like reflect what I would normally think if I finish this book in one go, but still really enjoyed it. It is a book about 2 rival families that are like magical. One of them is Antonoa's, the matriarchy, all like woman family, and then the other one is Federos, all like men's club kind of. And it's kind of a very loose Romeo and Juliet like retelling, but pretty loose, only on like the family relationships and the fight, and then how like one daughter and then the son from these families kind of like fall in love, and then they die and they come back. So there are a lot of like dying and coming back in this story, and then you have to go into this story with an open mind, because a lot of the things will not have a logical explanation, but they don't have to. And I was like kind of okay with it. Like normally I really like when things are making sense and there's like an established timeline, there's an established magical system, like we know what we're doing is kind of what I generally like. But with Olivie Blake and her writing style, I'm kind of like okay with not knowing things. So Again, really enjoyed it. Really liked the relationship between the characters. Real like Dimitri as a character. I think I really enjoyed him the most. I was a little confused at times because when they die and they come back, for someone like Sasha, one like the younger daughter from the Antonova's family, her whole personality changed, I think. But it also makes sense because like that changes you. But I'm not sure if I was like okay with it. Like there were a lot of things that didn't make sense, but I really enjoyed it regardless. Like I'm not sure if I'm making sense. I'm probably not making sense, but that was One for My Enemy. Super glad I finished it. Super glad now I'm done with it. Took me only half of my law school career. It's okay. And it was kind of a very good read to get it out of the way, because I feel like I'm starting to like a lot of like Slavic Russian folklore stories. Like I have One for My Enemy finished. I really want to read Deathless, and then I want to read When Among Crows, and all of these stories are like kind of Russian Slavic folklore inspired, and I feel like that is that a genre? It's not a genre, but like that's a subsection that I really enjoy. So yeah, this was my reading vlog. We finished Arcana Academy. Arcana Academy is a something. There's something called Arcana Academy. Anyways, we finished Arcana Academy, and then we finished One for My Enemy, which I'm very happy about.